Well, class, we're at the part of the lesson that we're going to be going over step by step. The truck, what you're going to see in the real-time evolution, what's going on now. So really when you're looking at it in the evolution in real time, it's too fast to really get good information out of it. So we're going to go over step by step now. Beginning with, this is our aerial truck that we were talking about earlier. It's got a 75-foot squirt on it. This truck can be used as a master stream device. It is made by and produced by Pierce. It is a dash, which is one of their upper models. It's got a pump flow capacity of 1,200 gallons or more per minute. And we're going to begin by, what are we going to see when we get into the truck? Well, when you get into the truck, this is all the operations. This is where everything happens from driving to get it into the pumping stage. We're going to get in. We're going to start by turning the ignition on. Obviously, battery switch, ignition. Once the truck goes through a sequence, or at least as much time as we can allow, we're going to start the truck. We're going to turn the lights on, get it ready to go, put our seatbelt on for safety, drive to the scene. We're going to get there. We're going to take it out of drive. Just like in your regular car, you're going to put it into neutral. You put it in park in your regular car, but in this scenario, you put it in the neutral, get it out of gear. This is because you got to then throw the truck into a pump selecting pump gear, which actually moves the drivetrain. This is something you'll go in your next advanced lesson. But here's the pump shifter. This is what allows the truck to manipulate it from drive. So we put it in the neutral, it gets it into being ready to be pumped, then we put it back into drive. At that point, parking brakes on, everything is safe. It's safe to exit the vehicle. Then we're going to continue on here. Now the truck is in pump at this point. So at this point, the truck is ready to do what it's designed to do. Now, on any truck, you're going to have pre-connects. At least 99.9% of trucks you're going to have pre-connect. What a pre-connect is a predetermined section of hose with a predetermined nozzle. More times than not, it's going to be a fog nozzle. At least in this department, it's a fog nozzle. On the end of our particular nozzle, on the end of our particular hose, is a fog nozzle with 100 psi. It's a 100 psi nozzle, meaning that once you overcome friction loss, you're going to be wanting to pump at this nozzle 100 psi of water pressure. So, for this evolution, we kind of just set up a temporary pre-connect because this truck actually is in service and needs to respond if we should get a call. Though you will not experience that within this video. Now on a pump panel, there's several different things you're going to look at. Now this is just an intermediate class, so we're not going to really get into the really critical details, but I'm going to give you a pretty good overview of it. First and foremost, now on any of them, most departments will allow the truck operator to put what PSI you want to flow this pre-connect at, and each one of them are labeled to tell you which one you're going to be deploying and pulling water to. So to begin, you walk over here, we're going to get out of the truck, and this is again this evolution, we're going to get out of the truck, we're going to grab the pre-connect. Now this is going to be the firefighter, but in this case I will do it. We're going to grab the pre-connect, we're going to extend the hose line, flake it out so that when I do charge it, it's not going to bounce all over the place, it's going to be ready to fight the fire. And we're going to be grabbing this pre-connect, which we're going to call it number one driver just because I'm the number one driver and this is our temporary setup. And as you see here, this is it's color blue, it's firefighter proof, so we know that this is the line we're going to pull. Because if we were to pull the wrong line, we would have a whole bunch of hose everywhere. We're not going to do that. So again, we're going to get out, we're going to throw it in pump, we're going to grab this line. At this point, I'm going to set the pump discharge pressure, which is here, but we dictate the particular pressure. We pump to the highest value, and on this case, I'm only throwing one line. We're going to watch the pump discharge pressure. We're going to set it, and we're slowly going to add water, so we'll throw the firefighter all over the place. Okay, so then we have water deploying, and we have water to our nozzle. So at that point, we're going to go back to the other side of the truck. Now our firefighter now has water. He is now fighting fire. Clock is ticking. We're now using the pre-supplied water, which is, we have a 500-gallon tank on this truck. this guy's using this water, and we need to make sure we get more water in this tank so he doesn't run out of water. So in this situation, we've gone out, we've gotten water to the pump, and we've gotten our line deployed. We've set the predetermined discharge pressure. The truck is now on autopilot. It is now pumping at that pressure. So as long as we don't grab any more lines or nothing catastrophic happens to the pump, we need to get our water supply. At this point, we're going to walk over here. And again, this is at the stage where we've already got everything done, and now we need to get water to the truck to ensure that we don't run out of water and so forth. Now, for this video, for the interest of this video, and again, this is in operation, this is an in-service vehicle, so we really can't pull off too much of the hose. We have set up a 2.5-inch line. Now, as I spoke about earlier we said that the 2.5-inch line can be used to supply the truck or actually to fight fire. Well, in this situation, it is to supply the truck. So we have it set up on our hydrant, which I'll show you in just a moment. We're gonna set it to our intake, which I'm gonna put an adapter on here. So this is our intake. Is our intake valve, and we're going to start supplying the truck, so the truck is now full of water and ready to fight a huge fire. So if you direct your attention over here, this is the hydrant we're going to be utilizing. Again, it's got a 3-connection hydrant. This is a dry type hydrant, and this is our steamer connection. We are not going to use it on this point, but in some situations it's preferred that we're going to use, at least in my department. What we're going to use in this situation is this 2.5-inch pony line that we're going to connect from the hydrant to the truck, and we're going to begin our operations.